Welcome back. You're tuned to Afternoon Express on SABC3. Now, according to Affluence, the Phansi Museum is the 5th most influential museum in the country after the success of the December Indigenous Games program last year. The Phansi Museum will be expanding the program to nurture skills and talent as well. The program teaches children how to develop their social skills through playing Indigenous games like Shumpu, Makaloba, Ingatu, Three-Tin, Griti and Amangete, to name a few, actually. Thobeka Dhlomo, the Youth Development Director at the museum, is in the loft today to tell us more about this initiative. Welcome to the loft.
Thank you so much for having me.
I haven't heard those words in a very long time, since I was a child.
Yeah.
So you've introduced this program. What brought this idea about?
Well, you see, I was listening to the show earlier on, and MX was mentioning something about the 4th Industrial Revolution. Yes, that's the time. And we just thought that playing, being another important part of kids growing and learning, it needs to be sort of like tweaked to an extent. So we decided to redevelop these games. So we're playing them like how we used to play them back in the day, but sort of like with a touch of modern era. So that's why we decided to do that. We just want the children to remember who they are. Phansi Museum is an Ubuntu art museum. It's the only one of its kind in the country, Ubuntu art. So we basically focused on indigenous culture. And that's as a knowledge system. We want to impart that as a knowledge system. So Indigenous Games is aligned with that mandate of the museum. That's why we decided to introduce this knowledge system from kids from a very young age, instead of just getting them as they're older, because even us, we grew up not really that much in touch with indigenous knowledge, and we just want to change that to a certain extent with the children.
How does this indigenous knowledge impact a child's growth and development?
Well, being a South African, we're African, we like to understand really, really who we are, where our origins are and things like that, so that when we go to the world, we display that, whether in the way we speak, the way we present ourselves, how we dress, and all of those things. So it's very important for a child who's growing up to understand really who they are. It's got nothing to do with race. It's got everything to do with the culture, understanding exactly what is happening in the space you're growing up. Before we then go to the rest of the world. The rest of the world is there. We understand that. But who we are is what we want to take to the rest of the world. So it's important for a young person to understand that initially. That's amazing. And I'm sure it's just great for creativity. Exactly.
And just original thought, formulating your own thought and your own ideas.
Look at the scourge of social ills. We're looking to reverse that. Entertainment has proven to be very good at attempting to do that.
Yeah.
If children are engaged, if they have something to do, it could be playing, it could be teaching them something, then they are less likely to be impacted by this very sad epidemic. So we're also looking to address that, which is very important. Children who are growing up, especially in this time, which is not as safe as we would like it to be. We would like them to actually focus on being children. Children don't have time to be children anymore. And that's because signs of the time, it's dangerous times, but we also want them to remain children and grow up understanding that a child plays as hard as a child works at school. So education is all around, it's playing and going to school and understanding.
And also our children are becoming one-track minded. They're always wanting to play on a cell phone or an iPad. That's the realm of their play.
You see, now that's where we also want to sharpen the social skills. If you're looking, you're talking to a child and yes, mom, no, mom. So you want to be able to have a child who understands how to play with other children, how to interact with adults. For example, how's this walking past an adult on the streets? Little things like that we need to not forget, and we need to understand if you walk into a space and it's full of people, it's etiquette to just greet because the people are already in the space. So if our children can understand that, and we understand that we are not there to parent the children, the parents will do their duty at home, but they need to know that it also happens outside when you're interacting with other people, your peers, your teachers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's important.
So you've launched this program in Durban and it's been received beautifully by the community. Are there any hopes to expand it to other
Yes,
areas?
Hopefully.
Provinces?
We have been approached by the Eastern Cape, and they were wondering if we could try and do something there with one of the districts. And obviously, we're keen to do that, but we're also just looking to gear up some more support in terms of funds and things like that, so we are able to expand the program. Like right now, we are introducing skills development and talent nurturing, where we're actually going to be teaching children coding. We're working with code makers. Yes, they're going to be learning how to code. See, what code makers has done is they've translated their software to isiZulu. So what they're going to be doing is coding in isiZulu, learning how to code, and also then recreating their stories in isiZulu, which is aligned with indigenous knowledge. So that's awesome. Then we've also got capoeira, Afro-Brazilian martial arts. Yes, so we're playing, we're teaching, we're just keeping the children entertained.
Just developing these young minds and shaping them.
They enjoy the capoeira. We're working with Colectivo Africano, and they're very awesome, dedicating their time to teach the children that martial art skill, which incorporates elements of dance, acrobatics, and music. Wow. So we're very excited about that as well.
Such inspiring work. The world is a better place for having people like you in it. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Now, MXO delivers an energetic performance after the break, so don't go anywhere.